So this is like the test. 40 mile an hour roll. Okay. Okay then. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again for another video review, and today we're in a 2011 Corvette ZR1. I actually haven't done a C6 anything for years now, and the C6 Corvette I did was good, but it was the LS2, and the LS2 to a lot of Corvette people was like, no, you don't want that one. You want the LS3 or above. This car is so vicious that when he starts it up, it sounds like it's like somebody about to throw up. First thing I noticed about the car, it has an M&W short shifter in it that you have to be pretty aggressive to get to second gear, because I accidentally downshifted to fourth at one point, but that's just because it's a really nice short shifter. But when you're getting into it, it's so notchy. It feels like a bolt action freaking rifle. It feels so good. The thing about the ZR1 is that this car was a freaking legend when it came out. And I remember back in high school when it came out, and I was like, look at this. This is an American car that can keep up with pretty much everything on the Nürburgring, pretty much everything like Audi R8s and everything else. I remember when Top Gear reviewed it against the R8 and it made it look like boring. This car, with only a few upgrades, you can be one of the baddest cars on the street. I mean, this has long tubes, an upper pulley, a cold air, and a few other things, and it's making 680 wheel horsepower. It's pretty hard to argue, especially when it's one of the most reliable V8s on the market. The LS platform is you can't argue about the LS platform. It's a fantastic engine, and they're easy to modify, and they're simple, and that's what makes them really nice. This, with the cam, like I said before, I mean, just listen to it. You're just ruining everybody's day when you're at a stoplight, and it's the greatest thing on the planet. This also has meth injection, so when you're all the way in it, there's a little tiny light in the air vent that when it's activated, it's red, but when it's actually, using the methanol, it turns green. So as soon as you get that green light, you better hold on. It's pretty ridiculous. One thing about Corvettes I've always noticed is that they're wide. Like, they're really wide, and like the good thing is though, with the fender flare, that's like the best point of reference. So like if you're looking at this fender flare on the front and you're like right next to the line, you know you're not like too far over here, too far over there. However, oh my god, these seats suck. Like, I know that you're probably going, holy crap, David's being really mean, but dude, like, the steering wheel is from a Cobalt, and this car was $100,000+ when it came out. And to the untrained eye, it just looks like another Corvette. So there's that. To actual car guys, the ZR1 is a beast. If you see that badge, you're like, I don't want to mess with that guy, because I'll probably just get walked. Now, there's a big argument with people saying, oh, well, you can get a Z06 for a lot cheaper, which is true, and I'll probably review one of those pretty soon. But the ZR1 has that kind of special punch to it. It has the kind of cheesy, kind of corny, display supercharger with the glass hood and everything else. But I think it gives it a little bit of charm, because I guess I'm just a cheese ball. I'm not gonna get into that much, but just like, listen, just big toe it. Oh my goodness. Feels so good, and it's planted. Like, this car could handle too. It was a little crazy, but it can handle, especially with these Michelin pilots. I mean, they need to get heated up a little bit to get traction, because if they don't, they just spin. Like, if you're rolling from a second gear, it just does that. Or you get the notorious blip of the Corvette. When you get a Corvette that loses traction, it just goes, what? And then it doesn't go anywhere. Other parts of the interior aren't as bad. I mean, there's some leather trim here and there. The gauges are Corvette gauges. It has navigation, which is nice. And that's about it. It's really simplistic. You buy the car for the power plant. That's really what you buy it for. And this was Chris's dream car forever. He never thought he could get it. And then he finally found it when they depreciated at one point. At one point, you could get these pretty much in the 60s and 70s, which is insane. Half the price? That's nuts. But now they're starting to go back up, so you better catch them. The car has like 5 different traction modes, but Chris has found that Sport is the best because it kind of has a little bit of control to keep you on the road, and it won't send you into a nice lovely tree over there, which is, you know, I hear that's nice. If you want to get in it, so it's gonna keep you on the road, and you're still gonna have a ton of fun. Also, GM performance brakes are some of the best in the business. There's like no denying that. These are carbon ceramics, so they want a little bit of heat in them, but once they're heated up, boom, you're gonna stop in a dime. So let's talk about something you always look for in a sports car review, and that is gas mileage. This car, when you're cruising around town, it's like 7 miles to the gallon. But when you're on the highway, it's like 17 to 19. So, you know, it's really economical. You don't buy a Corvette for the gas mileage. You don't buy any sports car for the gas mileage. So I find that a little invalid and not that important to talk about. But if you wanted to know, that's it. Another thing too is when you're in it, when it was stock, you don't really hear blower noise. But as soon as you do like a pulling, a few things, you hear it to start to whine. And if you have a supercharged car, at least a Root style or, you know, twin screw supercharged car, I feel like you have to have that whine, at least a little bit. A really interesting point is that this car, in a lot of ways, feels like an updated Terminator Cobra. And a lot of the Chevy people are watching to be like, don't you dare, you know, compare my car to a Ford. But I'm serious, like twin screw blower, big V8 up front, but this is more refined. You know, it's more modern, it's more fun, and you know, if I want to go to 3rd gear and get on it and go, oh man. And look, slow down, and we're good. 4th gear though, guys, is nuts. Like I could barely get into it because the 3rd gear reels out to the sky. When you're in 4th gear, dude, you better just keep going. That's what I'm saying. And also, like when I started getting upstairs, it was flawless. Like I wasn't scared at all. I was just enjoying the ride. So this is like the test. 40 mile an hour roll. Okay. Okay then. That was awesome. 40 is on point in this car. 60 was that 3rd gear roll that I did earlier, which was fun, but 40 is like where it's at. That was awesome. This car is basically stock. That's what I love about it. 1st gear, there's no way it's gonna, oh, it did hook up. Whoop, missed a gear, oh well. I don't care, I messed up, but I still had fun. I just love that when you get into it, it's just flat. Like I totally get it now. Like Corvettes have always been very dear to my heart. And a lot of people say, oh, there's no way you like them because you own a Ford, but who cares, right? I've always known the Corvette is a good car. And the ZR1 is my favorite Corvette. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Because you have the blower, you have the sensation of that boost, while having that punch of that LS. It's so much fun. And I really get why people go, do I buy that $200,000 Ferrari or do I buy a ZR1? I don't get the attention as much, but I have the performance of a freaking freight train. So you kind of meet in the middle, and it feels very special still. It feels exotic, even in 4th gear. And then you get these crazy like thunderstorm crackles when you let off of it. All right, guys, well, thank you all so much for watching me drive this Corvette ZR1. I had a fantastic time. What a great car, especially with these bolt-ons on. It was so much fun. And thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. And take it easy. Have a fantastic day.